Imagine planning your dream vacation, only to find out you're no longer welcome. Not because of your passport's expiry date, but because of where it was issued. The year is 2025, and a global shift is underway. 10 countries have made bold, controversial moves, quietly or publicly, to distance themselves from US and Canadian tourists. But why? Is it politics, culture, payback, or something even deeper? Stick around as we expose the truth behind the 2025 tourism boycott and reveal the 10 countries that are turning their backs on North America's two giants. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We drop thought-provoking, unfiltered stories every week. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Tourism has always been a powerful bridge between nations, a way to connect cultures, economies, and people. But in 2025, that bridge is burning, fast. A rising number of nations are no longer seeing the US and Canada as welcome guests. The reasons? Some are political, others are personal, but almost all are controversial. Let's explore the global shift that's fueling this movement, and why some say the era of American and Canadian travel dominance is over. France has always been one of the top destinations for American tourists, but recent diplomatic friction, growing anti-NATO sentiment, and backlash over cultural insensitivity have created tension. Locals say they're tired of arrogant tourists disrespecting customs. The government hasn't issued a formal ban, but strict visa controls and tourist behavior monitoring apps are making visits far less welcoming. Quote from local news, "It's not about tourism, it's about dignity." Japan, once known for its hospitality, is now taking a hard stance. Following incidents of disrespect in sacred spaces and growing frustration over overcrowding, Japan has shifted its tourism policy. What's shocking? US and Canadian passport holders now face limited access to cultural sites during peak seasons. A quiet but clear message. Tourism officials claim it's about preservation, but critics say it's targeted policy wrapped in politeness. Yes, Mexico. Despite being a top vacation spot for Americans and Canadians, Mexico is pushing back hard. Rising tension over immigration, environmental exploitation by foreign investors, and disrespect for local customs have driven grassroots campaigns to reclaim Mexican beaches. Some towns have outright declared themselves gringo-free zones in protest. It's not official government policy, but it doesn't have to be. Brazil has had enough. Environmental devastation in the Amazon, often blamed on foreign demand and corporate interests, has ignited a cultural war. American and Canadian tourists are now facing silent boycotts. Hotels that once welcomed you now deny bookings. Tour guides are refusing service. One sign in Manaus reads, "If you come from the north, keep walking." South Africa is leading a new Pan-African movement to reclaim tourism. And that means filtering who benefits. The push is clear. More intra-African tourism, less dependence on Western visitors. Tensions from past political interference and double standards in global policy have fueled resentment. US and Canadian tourists now face increased scrutiny and reduced access in several provinces. Once a favorite stop for Westerners, Turkey is pivoting east, politically and economically. Tourism campaigns are no longer aimed at North Americans. Add to that religious tensions, past military involvement and cultural clashes, and the result? Fewer visas issued to US and Canadian citizens. Some say it's retaliation, others call it redirection. Bali is done with party tourists, and so is much of Indonesia. Loud, disrespectful travelers from the West, many filmed breaking sacred rules, have left a mark. In 2025, Indonesia launched responsible tourism regulations, and American and Canadian passports are now flagged for additional behavioral screening. It's part shame, part regulation, and very real. Iran's relationship with the United States and Canada has always been rocky, but now it's outright hostile. In 2025, it officially banned tourist visas for both countries. The government calls it protective national policy. Analysts call it geopolitical poker. If you're American or Canadian, Iran simply isn't an option anymore. Period. China has been distancing itself from Western tourism for years, but 2025 marked a turning point. In retaliation for sanctions and diplomatic pressures, China introduced the Tourism Prioritization Act, favoring BRICS nations and regional allies over the West. American and Canadian tourists now face long approval delays, monitored itineraries, and higher fees. The message is loud and clear: China's doors aren't wide open anymore. Nigeria is Africa's rising power, and in 2025 it's asserting that power boldly. The country is calling out Western exploitation and inequality, including in tourism. New policies encourage domestic and Pan-African travel. US and Canadian visitors are being deprioritized. Some even denied visas without explanation. It's a quiet protest, but a powerful one. What we're witnessing is a seismic shift in global travel. For decades, US and Canadian passports opened nearly every door. But in 2025, more and more countries are saying, not anymore. Whether it's about politics, power, or preservation, the travel world is changing. And this is just the beginning. So what happens next? Will Western tourists adapt, or push back? Will more countries join the boycott, or will global tourism reinvent itself entirely? Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you believe these countries are justified, or going too far? Comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe.